out of play.
Ready to take two.
From
Johnson.
A couple of hitting errors here early from Bradley. Not the best start, you would say.
It takes time to warm up for Bradley. They are on an hour behind time schedule. If we look at time zones, as the serve from Bauer. Pass well, middle set to Minta. Great diving attempt there, though, from McDermott.
make the dream work there as Lauren Link will try to get set.
No.
1-0 Greyhounds.
I think we've been able to call a lot so far in these first two sets here.
So back with the serve is Adara Kellogg. Serves it to the shallow middle of the court. Outside tip there from Dodokin. And now a little bit of a joust on the plane of the net out to corner of the court. It's an ace for Topchicek. Topchicek had one double-double last year as well, so she really has that ability to be able to really stand out on a scorecard and on the court. As up 2-1, she serves it into the backcourt. This time the pass is solid, but they're unable to connect on the setter to hitter combo. It's 3-1, Bradley in front. Topchicek has 37 kills going into this match, and she'll set up that serve, just hitting the top of the net there. Lauren Link on the outside, and she has been the go-to player for the Hounds.
She really has. She's done a great job so far in these first two sets here.
So Bradley up by 1. Loyola Maryland now with the serve and the chance to tie it up. The setter, Casey Secunda, who's the primary setter in this 5-1 offense. A free ball over gives a good shot for Loyola Maryland. And Link will get team blocked, but it looks like the ball hit out of play anyway and on the antenna, so it's going to be point for Loyola. It was a good block, but off the block, it ended up hitting out of play.
It was a great block there.
Secunda with the serve. Outside for Peterson. Peterson able to get a piece of that one. And now an outside set blocked, put back right where it came from. Now Lauren Link with the opportunity. The block for Bradley, making it a lot easier to pick up those digs. Peterson tries to hit through the block, and she does. She shows her power there. 4-3, Bradley with the lead. Coach Elijah Pittinger, as you got to see there, is in her 8th season as Bradley picks up the service ace. She is a longtime veteran as she was a Coach of the Year in 2011 and 2012 at her past job with the Fairfield Stags. Also pretty successful with Loyola Maryland with 2 tournament appearances. And then another ace, make it 2 straight aces for Sparks, providing the spark for her squad. 6-3, Bradley.
Back-to-back aces, that's a great start.
Serena Sparks to the backside of the court. This time the pass is solid from Loyola Maryland. And Lauren Link, she gets housed at the net, meets Kerrigan Coggin and Abby Johnson combining for the block.
It's a great block right there. Great team block.
Bradley now with 4 straight points, trying to make it 5. Serena Sparks. Lauren Link with the pass, a backside set. Dug well, but overpassed by Bradley, just being able to keep it alive. Be a little out of a system ball. Peterson still able to get a decent shot on it. Forsyth sets it out to Cherney. Cherney goes out of play. Bradley, 8-3, starting to take control.
Bradley's going on a nice little run here. I believe that's 4 or 5 points straight.
And Bradley did win the first set, 25-19, trying to go up 2-0 very quickly. Back set to Cherney as Topchicek was not able to get that one into the field of play, so it's 8-4 as Loyola Maryland is able to side out. Lauren Link with the serve. Lauren Link with the service error out of play. So that'll give Bradley the point. They get their 5-point lead back, as we'll see some new players come back into the game. Rose McDermott checks in, as well as actually check that. Lauren Scott and Maike Bertens Deckhart check in. Lauren Scott, she's gone from Florida State to Blinn College to here at Bradley. Misfires on the serve, so it'll be 9-5, still in favor of the Braves. And for the serve, Katie Forsyth. She's a 4-time Patriot League Libero of the Year and going for 5 this season. There's to the back row. Sparks with a great pass. Peterson tries to bring down the hammer. Dug well by Loyola, Maryland. Lauren Link in the back row. Serena Sparks able to be the response to her. And then that is an overball off the mark. Point for Loyola, Maryland as they try to claw their way back into the second set.
That point started with a great dig there.
You look at the kill total today. Loyola, Maryland 18, Bradley 4. And the digs total, Loyola, Maryland 36. And 24 for Bradley as they try to get the middle shot there. Good dig from Forsyth, showcasing why she's a great libero. And now into the back row. Topchicek just able to free ball it over. Chance for Cherney. Cherney tries to go cross. Bradley able to stay alive. Peterson back to Forsyth. Now an opportunity outside to bring home the kill. Bradley refusing to go down. That was Bacala bringing the pressure. And Bradley able to win that set. That's just being persistent.
Absolutely. Couple of great digs right there to keep that ball alive and end up getting the point right there.
The defensive end shining for the Bradley Braves. Peterson now with the serve. Middle set this time works out to perfection. That was Adara Kellogg who had 25 kills going into this game and now building off of that.
That's a great kill right there to find that back left corner where no one was.
Greyhounds still at their average total. They average about 14 kills per set, kind of on that sort of line. As an outside to Topchicek. Misses just outside the back line. As it's 10-8, Loyola, Maryland at one point was down by 5, have narrowed the deficit to just 2. Service for McDermott. Middle is blocked. Leah Hunter tried to get it through. Actually, check that. Kerrigan Coggin tried to get it through, but the middle block was just too good for the Hounds. 10-9, as it seems like whenever one team tries to take a big lead in this game, the other team says, not so fast.
Absolutely.
Service error, this time against McDermott. So Bradley able to go back up by 2, 11-9 is the lead, as service will be with Kerrigan Coggin, the senior. Serves it back right side. And a bit of a misfire as that almost looked like it would have been a clear opportunity there for Megan Bacala, but she was unable to get the angle down just enough. Coggin serves it back over. Back set this time is a tip, and that was a good decision by Adara Kellogg, a very veteran decision there, not to just go full force, but to just tip it over.
Absolutely. It's a great trick play right there.
Yeah, it's a good way to nullify the block in certain situations. If another team's getting a great block on you, doing that tip just keeps them honest, as we'll have the serve from Allie Bauer. Not a great pass, but Sparks able to get it back over to her teammate. Now another out-of-system ball. Lauren Link trying to make something out of it. And keeping it alive is Bradley with one more chance to get it over. And they're able to take advantage. Good work from Maike Bertens Deckhart.
Seems that whenever that Loyola try and get back into the game, Bradley always seems to go on one of those 4 or 5 point streaks again.
Bertens Deckhart with the serve, and she's played in World School Championships in the Czech Republic and in Serbia. As she showcases that serve, that's able to be just survived by Loyola Maryland. Peterson tries to get a back row situation there, but unable to convert. 13-11. So Kellogg with the opportunity to serve. She was 6th in the Patriot League last year with 1 block per set. Middle set for Minta. Minta able to get it down just over it, but I think it ended up being just off. I think in my perspective, I might have to get better glasses. 13-12 is the lead for Bradley. Loyola Maryland nipping at their heels. Back set this time. They fake it to Minta and then tip it over. And Lauren Link able to find a little bit of space in the Brave defense. It's all tied up at the Convocation Center.
We've been calling on her a lot. She's done many great things so far in these first two sets here.
Serving for the lead is Kellogg. Going to the back row, Sparks with a great pass. Minta tries to get it, but it is blocked and housed. Good work from Cecilia Guy. 14-13 is the lead for Loyola Maryland, and they'll try to build off of that.
It's a great block by the senior.
Service is an overpass. Good opportunity for Loyola Maryland. They feed Guy, unable to get it down. And now a chance for Bradley. It's going to be a joust at the net. Now they're going to go outside, and they're able to pick up the kill from Topchicek. So it's all tied up at 14. As this has been an excellent second set. Bradley took the first set 25-19. And now we're all tied up at 14 here in the second set. Topchicek here with the serve. They go backside set this time, and they're able to get it. Cecilia Guy. And what a way to go into the break. 15-14 is the lead for Loyola Maryland. We'll have much more volleyball action when we come back. Oh my goodness, what a game.
What a game so far.
We've got a battle going on in the Convocation Center between the Greyhounds and the Braves. 15-14 is the lead for Loyola Maryland, trying to strike back after the Braves took set number 1, 25-19. It looked like this set potentially could have been all Braves at first as they opened up a 5-point lead. But hats off to the Greyhounds for continuing to fight. Once again, Loyola Maryland in gray jerseys, Bradley in red. Bradley representing Illinois, Loyola Maryland representing Maryland. As the serve over to Serena Sparks. Outside to Peterson with an opportunity. Forsyth showcasing some really good defensive ability there. And now a right side opportunity for Johnson, unable to be killed down. And now outside to Lauren Link. Dug well, though, by Bradley, able to stay alive. They free ball it over. Could be a good chance in transition. And Guy had Sparks there to dig it up. Forsyth with the set. Right side to Cherney, and Cherney able to pick up the kill off of the touch. 16-14 as Loyola, who have a few fans who made the trip 5.5 hours from Maryland to Ohio, up there on their feet. As the service from Secunda. Bradley trying to pump up with the response. The tip ball out of play. Good eye. As Forsyth kind of rolled into the scorer's cable, but she is okay. And it looks like there will be a timeout as Loyola Maryland has just been able to put together point after point right now, Gavin.
They absolutely have, and being down by a couple, 4 or 5 points early in that first set, or second set, excuse me, they have really been able to come back, battle back, and as you can see, they're up now 17-14.
Yeah, it's been an awesome game. And if this is setting the tone for what this tournament's going to be, oh, I'm just going to get my popcorn and get ready for this
Absolutely.
tournament, Gavin, as we'll have a lot of great matchups. We'll have the Bobcats on later tonight. We'll have Bradley, obviously, Loyola, Maryland, Tennessee Tech, all going to get chances to match up with one another throughout this weekend. And that's what you got to love about these invitationals. It pairs together teams that wouldn't normally play in a specific states. For example, for Loyola, Maryland, this is their first matchup between any of these schools in the tournament. And then as for Bradley, this is their first trip to Ohio since 2015.
Wow,
so
that's
a lot of
crazy.
these players on these teams, they haven't gotten to play a game in Ohio. And
Absolutely.
for the players that are born in Ohio, that's a really big deal. Even for Loyola, Maryland, they have 3 players from the Cleveland area. When we look down the roster, Caitlin Cherney's from Mentor, Ohio, Ashley Dwyer from Medina, and Katie Forsyth is from Perry, Ohio. So a couple people from the northern Ohio area, about 3 hours north of where we are here in Athens.
Northeast Ohio, represent.
Of course, Gavin proudly representing his Northeast Ohio. I'm a Columbus, Ohio guy myself, as we are about to get back into the action here in Athens, Ohio on a beautiful morning for volleyball. 17-14 is the lead for Loyola, Maryland. And with the serve will be Casey Secunda, who's been pretty solid on the year, has 181 assists going into this matchup today and is averaging 11 1/3 assists per set. Pretty solid. And she really stepped into that primary role in last year's game, or last year's season rather, as she finished the year averaging just under 10 assists per set and almost had 1,000 and was second in the league, the Patriot League to be specific, in both assists per set and total assists. So she's done a great job really just moving into that primary role. And every offense needs a great setter. So behind any time you see those kills, you see those big shots that feel like they're going to go through the floor, you always got to give hats off to the setters and the liberos that are behind them, getting them set up for their opportunities. As Minta tries to get something going, and good effort by Loyola Maryland just to get a free ball. But Bradley will have a chance in transition, a back set. And Loyola Maryland is ready once again. Lauren Link now with the opportunity that goes out of play. Bradley able to continue their pressure, and they're able to be rewarded for it. Abby Johnson applied a lot of pressure.
They just missed that cross-course kill right there.
17-15 now. Serena Sparks will be off to serve. Sparks has had herself a very solid game. Another one of those players that's quite experienced. She is a senior for the squad. There's a little jump float to the middle of the court. And Guy able to bring it down, but they're going to say it was a lift as she kind of held on to the ball just a little bit too much. So Sparks will get the serve back. Almost looked like a dribble.
Absolutely.
Sparks with the jump float. This time Cherney tried to work from a different position on the field, working more in the middle. Now Link having to step up.
2 blocks back-to-back right there.
Now Link tries to get through the block, make it 3 now. Sparks back to top check, and then to Link. And Link's hit is out of play, trying to get a little bit of a tip into a tough part of the court, but unable to do so. It's all tied up here in the convo.
That point really goes to that Bradley defense right there. Great 3 blocks in a row.
So in the last set, we saw Bradley get separation through these last couple of points. Will they do it again? And on the attempted setter dump there from Secunda, she's not able to get it over the net, makes the error. 18-17. Bradley right back in front. Just when Loyola thought they were able to take the lead, Bradley takes it right back. Red and white now with the serve again. Back to Cherney. Cherney able to find that space, past the block, hitting cross court to perfection.
We're going to have a great end to this set.
Sure is. It's like a couple of boxers trading blows back and forth. As they'll take a little break to clean up the court a little bit. As, again, both of these two teams are fighting with everything they got. Bradley with 7 kills. Loyola Maryland with 24 on the day. Bradley with 35 total digs. Loyola Maryland with 48. But where Bradley's had the lead has been blocks. 3 to Loyola Maryland's 2. As we're all tied up, Link with the serve. and it goes just out of play. She tried to work the far side line, but to no avail. 19-18.
That's a great leave right there by Sparks too, realizing that ball was going to go out.
On for the serve, Lauren Scott. She only played in 2 games last year, but really has seen her roll up 20-19. Cherney to get it down. She's able to hit down line and hit cross. She's doing a little bit of everything for her squad. 20-20. Great vision out here on the court.
Cherney really getting those points right now for the Greyhounds.
Good effort by Bradley, keeping that alive. And we saw a diving attempt from Lauren Scott, setting up her teammate, Topchicek, for the kill opportunity. That's just great team effort all around, and they're rewarded with the lead. With the service, Coggin. Bit of an overpass, and that's going to result in Bradley picking up the point, 22-20, as that's why all these passes really have to be high and off the net.
They really do.
So Coggin with the opportunity to serve once again. She was a first-team All-Missouri Valley Conference pick last year. And there's a solid block. Teamwork makes the dream work, as it's a combo of Kendall Minta in the middle, as well as Maike Bertens-Deckhart getting it done for Bradley, as they are going to want a timeout. Loyola Maryland to get a chance to talk over everything. They're down in this set 1-0, and this is a very tough spot. They're feeling the pressure, down by 2. What can Bradley, or what can Loyola Maryland rather do to be able to get back in this game?
I think that Loyola, as you can see, they only have 8 kills compared to, or sorry, they have 26 kills compared to that Bradley 8. So you would think, hey, they are killing the ball very good. I feel that they clean up those errors, balls into the net. Make sure that they keep the ball within the court. Obviously, they've had a couple of balls go out on that far side. And we'll see if they can clean up those errors. And I think if they do, they can have that chance to come back in this this second set here.
I agree. It might be a little easier said than done, but they do have a little bit of the home crowd advantage. As when I look through the crowd, I see a lot of green and white and gray, the colors of the Greyhounds. Not a lot of red and white for Bradley, but they brought a lot of energy just from their bench. And then also just in warm-ups, we got to see them warm up. We got to see the energy they had. There is just a lot of charisma with this Bradley squad, and that's something that could really bring them to the promised land in the Missouri Valley Conference once that play starts coming up on the 23rd of September. Coggin, the leader on the team in aces, with the serve. There it is. That's what happens when you give solid pressure. Megan Bukala was able to bring the hammer, and the pass angle was not able to be kept in the field of play.
Yeah, we're being set up here for a great end to this second set.
We go back to where it all started in the first set. Allie Bauer with the serve. Back row set opportunity. Serena Sparks having her team's back. That's what a good libero does, but to no avail, because Lauren Link able to show her power, as that ball was a rocket right to the MAC Conference logo.
Absolutely it was. We have a tie ball game now and gets the fans right into it here.
The timeout has certainly helped, as Loyola Maryland has rattled off 2 straight. Bauer with the serve in this tie game. Out to Link, and she's able to pick up another kill. Link is really starting to heat up. 2 straight points. Loyola Maryland up 23-22. And now Coach Alicia Williams will want to talk to her team, as, oh my goodness, you can't script this, Gavin.
Absolutely, you cannot.
Bradley up by 2, and then what does Loyola Maryland do after the timeout? They rattle off 3 straight. Can Bradley rattle off 3 straight? That'll be the question, as, again, both of these 2 teams are very similar in terms of caliber. A lot of really talented players from all over the nation, lots of different states, lots of different countries also represented in our matchup today, as there are players from Israel, players from Chile, players from all over the United States, of course. It's really great to be able to see that these coaches find lots of great places to find talent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Lauren Link, as we said earlier, she was on the all-tournament team in that game up in Happy Valley, or in that tournament, rather, in Happy Valley, where she averaged 4.83 kills per set across those 3 matches. And she's off to really a great start, 80 kills through just 4 games, and she's averaging about 5 kills per set. And having her in the front row is critical for Loyola, Maryland. So being able to stay in this rotation and give her that opportunity will be huge for the Hounds. So up 23-22, the serve will go to Allie Bauer, the freshman who's getting a lot of action. So an outside play that goes off of the top of the block, as that was Maike Bertens Deckhart. And she played at Iowa Western with Coach Alicia Williams, one of the few players that Alicia really got to know before her time at Bradley. And she comes up with a big kill, as we still got the music kind of vibing right now, as it has turned down. And now it's time. 23-23. It's a great battle here in Athens, Ohio. And the serve goes short, 24-23 on the service error. Loyola, Maryland just 1 point away from taking the second set. Bradley won the first set, 25-19. Loyola, Maryland trying to even things up. It'll be Kellogg. Sparks with a good pass. Should be in transition. A kill from Topchicek, bringing down that hammer.
That was a great kill right there. Absolute rocket right there.
Working the back middle of the court, a point that Bradley had to have. And now Topchicek back to serve, tied at 24. Good pass out to Link, and she responds to Topchicek's kill with a kill of her own. 25-24, Loyola, Maryland, 1 point away.
That's a great kill that really gets the fans off their feet right there.
There's a lot of great energy in Athens, Ohio, and this is just the morning right now. Imagine what it's going to be like in the afternoon and evening as a serve from Secunda. Out of system ball. It's going to be a free ball over. Good chance in transition for Loyola, Maryland. Out to Link, and it is just out of play. Loyola, Maryland about 2 inches away from winning the second set, but it was not written in the stars.
That ball was this close to being right in there and ending this second set.
So back and forth we go. Serena Sparks serving with it all tied up at 25. And now a hitting error off the mark, 26-25. Bradley now with the lead. And we'll see Coach Elijah Pettinger will try to go for the icing attempt here against Bradley, as this has been one heck of a matchup, of course. Whenever you get into extra points like this, whenever you get 26-24 or 27-25, that win by 2 rule is such a great rule in volleyball. I absolutely love it. Creates some great matchups.
Absolutely, because you always feel that, hey, we are down by that 1, so we always need to play sudden death right there. Make sure that you can get that point to tie up that set again.
So when we look at what's something to improve, when I was talking to Bradley's coach, Coach Williams, she says she wants to see her team really put it together. There's a lot of good plays followed up with an error where they get a great dig, but they're unable to execute on the hit. Or on the other side, when they're able to get a great serve off, but unable to get a solid block, for example, on the defensive side. Coach Williams wants to see her team put it together. They were able to do that in the first set, and they've done that for a majority of the second set. So we'll see if they can be able to do that, as Coach Williams getting used to being here at Bradley, moving over from Iowa to Illinois. And one of the tricky parts about inheriting a new team is you have to really know everybody on the squad. You didn't really recruit any of these players. It makes it pretty difficult. But we'll be back in the action here as Bradley is up 26-25. Sparks, the senior, with a chance to serve for the match. Or serve for the set, rather. And the block almost stayed in, but went out. It was a good effort from Coggin, but to no avail, as was Cecilia Guy able to get the better of it. 26-26.
It's a great second set here. Absolutely loving it.
Link with the serve this time. Into the middle, and is there a touch? There is a touch. Good work from Kerrigan Coggin. Seniors making big-time plays, showcasing their experience today.
We have called her name a bunch of times here in this second set. She's doing very well so far.
Lauren Scott, who started her career off at Florida State, originally from Tallahassee, Florida, coming up north here to play some volleyball with the serve for the match, or for the set rather. Forsyth gets it out back row to Cherney. Cherney's shot is just in. 27-27, all tied up as back and forth we go. Tisket for a tasket. I love saying that phrase because this is a heck of a matchup right now.
What an absolute
in
shot
Athens.
right there.
Forsyth. Sparks with a diving attempt to keep it alive. In transition, a back set to Cherney. She's blocked. And now a back row for Lauren Link with the tip. Bradley with a chance in transition. They go middle. It's a tip. And outside to Cherney. Cherney with some power. Sparks with the excellent dig to keep it alive. In the middle, a tip over. Going towards the scorer's table. A good chance to stay alive up. Oh my goodness. Staying alive is Loyola Maryland. And then they're able to pick up the kill. Loyola Maryland had a pinball situation.
Yes, they did.
I was trying to look for that word there as it bounced off of two players, and they were able to get it over, as you can almost just sit there in shock at how awesome that was.
That was a great volley right there. I absolutely loved watching that.
Now, Caitlin Peterson with the opportunity to serve for the set. Out of play as it went out of bounds. Bradley able to take the second set 29-27, as that was impressive as all get up, both fighting back and forth, but Bradley takes an ever so important 2-0 lead going into the third set. If you like what the second set had to offer, you're going to love what the third set has in store. We have more volleyball coming to you after the break. Welcome back to the action in Athens, Ohio on a beautiful morning, not only in terms of sunny weather, but also in terms of the volleyball that is happening right here on the court. Bradley is up 2-0 on the game, but that second set was a barn burner, Gavin.
Absolutely it was, Cedric. That was a great second set, going back and forth, back and forth. Bradley did end up taking it 29-27, but going past that 25-point mark multiple times, going back and forth, that was a great, great set.
It was very impressive. As we look at some of the stat lines coming into this game, Loyola Maryland, they're a team that gets a lot of kills. They're out hitting their opponents 224-184 on the season, but they do show some susceptibility to the block as they are getting outblocked by opposing teams 43.5 to 23 on the season. And Bradley, when we look at the scoreboard, they are outblocking Loyola, Maryland right now. That's been one of the big advantages that we've seen so far from the Braves.
It has been. They've done a great job with making sure that that ball does not get onto their side and cross that net there. And as we can also see, Bradley only 12 kills compared to Loyola's 31. So you would think by looking at that, you're like, wow, they're doing very good. But Bradley have done a very good job. Kudos to them, and they're up to 2-0 right now.
And then we look at the schedules going forward. So first for the Bobcat Invitational, Loyola, Maryland, they start off here against Bradley, and then they'll play later today against Tennessee Tech. And then they'll match up tomorrow against the Ohio Bobcats. And then after that, they'll have a matchup against Colgate, Holy Cross, twice, American, Navy, and Bucknell. That Colgate game is the start of conference play. But check this, they play 7 out of their 9 Patriot League games, the first 9 Patriot League games, on the road. That is insanely difficult to have to start that off.
Absolutely, it is. It's always difficult playing on the road away from home for any sport, volleyball, soccer, baseball, any sport. It's always tough being on the road. So if they can really take a couple of those games within that conference, and then they come back home, hey, you never know.
Yeah, you make a great point there, Gavin. As for Alya Pittinger's team, they finished with 6 of their last 8 league games at home inversely, so it could be a good opportunity for them as they had a great campaign, going 17-11 last year, 9-7 in conference, where they lost in round 1 of the conference tournament to American. As for Bradley, they don't have as many road games to start off the conference slate, but we'll start off on the road against the Sycamores of Indiana State on September 23rd. Also have some other tricky matchups. And last year, they ended up doing fairly well. They were able to play in a little bit of postseason action as they played in the NIVC postseason tournament. And then went 17-16, 12-6 in conference pretty impressively, but lost in the first round to those Sycamores of Indiana State. So chance for a little bit of revenge to start off conference play once that gets started later here in September. As we're getting ready for set number 3, it will be Bauer getting it started, as she's done in the first set and multiple times in the second set. Serves into the backcourt. Peterson with the good pass, and it's a house block. It's a combination of Kellogg and Secunda, both getting their verticals up there and blocking that ball.
That's a great team block right there. Just what they need to be in this third set here.
Picking up that, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Shout out to my Pixar fans as Bauer with the serve. And backside to Minta, dug well by Forsyth. What an impressive dive. And what does Bradley do? They say, anything you can do, I can do better, Loyola, Maryland. They pick up a block themselves. We're tied up, as we've been so many times today, Gavin.
Yes, we have, and a lot of great blocks today, too, throughout these first 3 sets here.
1-1 is the score as Topchicek with the opportunity here to serve for her squad, the 5'11" junior. Back set this time. Bradley's prepared for it. Now Peterson with an outside chance and another block. That's been the theme of set 3 so far. Impressive dig. It's a joust at the net. And against the net, it looks like Loyola, Maryland ended up grazing the net. So Bradley with the point, 2-1. Outside set to Lauren Link, and she showcased her power. That ball was a comet.
Absolutely,
going right for the wood.
That ball was shot straight out of a cannon right there.
Really impressive to see the type of power they're able to generate from those outside shots, as we have a serve from Kellogg. Minta finds her high school to a third-place state finish last year as a senior, and already as a freshman, the 6'3" middle blocker getting a lot of action. Sparks with the serve now. Jump float to the back corner. And that ball is housed. Good work over the net by Abby Johnson, just putting that hand down and flicking that wrist, getting that ball into the ground.
Absolutely.
Back set this time. Tries to go down, but look at back set this time. Tries to go down, but look at that teamwork in the back by Bauer and Forsyth being able to keep that ball alive. And now it's Bradley's chance to keep it alive, and they do. They go backside. Cherney finds the area cross court on the back diagonal. It's tied up.
That was a great volley. A lot of strong shots, a lot of great digs. Loyola coming out with that point right there to tie up this game.
You're looking at that on a protractor. That's a 45-degree angle there, as we'll see the serve. Backside, they try to work it again. Was there a touch? Yes, there was a touch. Great attack from Kerrigan Coggin. Coggin broke the season record, or the Bradley season record, for attack percentage in conference-only matches last year with a .345 hit percentage. So she showcases her ability to be very efficient in her attacks. A little tip over this time. Bradley's prepared for it. Out of system, Peterson able to get it across off of the wrist of Bauer and out of play. Point for the Braves.
Braves looking to start going on one of those little runs here that they have. They always seem to go on like a 4 or 5 point run here. Looking to try and do that once again.
The redshirt junior, Scott, serving for the red and white. And they're able to pick up the top touch as Lauren Link is back to serve. Lauren Link having herself a solid day with 13 kills, 13 out of the team's 35. That's more than 1/3. Serves it deep. Inside is blocked, and the use of the feet almost came back to work for Bradley. Would have been a cool play if pulled off.
That would have been beautiful. It's almost like we're playing soccer today.
Of course, OU soccer, very solid as well. A lot of great sports in action this weekend, including Bobcat volleyball too. As we'll see a back set to Peterson on the right side, and ends up working out pretty well as Loyola Maryland tried to get another one of those pinball situations to get it back over, but unable to connect the third pass. Bradley up in front by 1. Peterson's made a lot of noise today for the red and white. She'll get the serve. Forsyth with the miss pass there. That's a service ace for the Braves.
Service now returned and considers an ace, and that's 1 point.
So Peterson will try to make it 2 straight as Bradley is up by 2. Serves it deep in the back diagonal, really testing everybody in the back row, but the Hounds able to survive it. And now a tip. The pancake from Forsyth almost came through, but they're unable to get a second pass on it. And Peterson's tough serving has made it difficult for the Greyhounds.
Forsyth there almost able to keep that ball up with a great dig.
Peterson jump floats it, cross court. Free ball over the net. Good work just hitting it right over the plane of the net, but then hitting it over the plane of the net right back is Kerrigan Coggin. Big work, big hit there from Bradley, and they're able to really just take advantage of these early opportunities. Aside from in the first set, we saw them go down 4-0 early to Loyola Maryland. Bradley's done a good job of being able to stay on the better side and have the lead in a lot of these late situations, Gavin.
Absolutely, they're able to, if they are down in a set, they're able to come back very nicely, as we've seen it in the first 2 sets after taking them. And as you said, being down 4-0 early in that first set, they were able to come back, and just like right now, they were able to come back and go on again at the set of one of those 4 or 5 point streaks to really put themselves up in the game. And as you can see now, it's 10-6. They're able to be on top by cleaning up those errors, make sure that they again keep the ball in. They're doing a very good job with that so far.
Now behind each of these great players on both sides, you have great coaches that were also stars in their playing days. Alia Pettinger was a star at Michigan, where she led the Wolverines to their first ever top 25 appearance, as well as the NCAA tournament. As for the Braves coach, Alicia Williams, she led the Creighton Blue Jays to a first-round win over Iowa State in her playing days. So both of these coaches also had some pretty great playing careers, and who knows, some of these players on the court right now may end up being coaches in the next 5 to 10 years as well. You really never know with this sport. So back into the action we go. Peterson has done a great job. Can the Greyhounds side out? Forsyth with a good pass there off the net, and they're able to get it just how they script it. It's the power from Cecilia Guy.
That's a great kill right there, and again, a cannon of an absolute shot.
Now on for the serve is the libero, Forsyth. Ooh, the setter dump ends up being disgusting. It works out. Lauren Scott showcasing you can get some kills as a setter as well.
That was a beautiful move from Scott. Really tricked out that Hounds defense right there.
So now leading by 4, Coggin with the serve. They go back to the middle again to no avail. Now it's an outside for Topchicek. And it looks like it did just go out of play. Point for the Greyhounds. Really close with those plays that are tight on the net. Looks like we may have a little bit of an argument here, maybe a potential challenge on the call. As it looks like there is discussions to look at it, and Coach Williams will use her challenge card to be able to look at the play. It was a tight call. It's really tough whenever you're out there, but it really comes back down to the passing, Gavin. If you can get a pass that's higher and off the net, kind of in a area that's maybe 2 feet, 3 feet off, you're not going to have to worry about those situations.
Absolutely, because if you can get that ball up, as you said, about 2 or 3 feet above the net, you were able to spike that ball, not to kill it, or be able to put it over the net and have a dig or a good volley, keep on going back and forth. But I mean, obviously, ideal is to get it over, spike it down, and get that point for your team.
Well, of course, it's way easier for us to say that in the broadcast booth than being out there on the court where the ball's being hit at about 40, 50 miles per hour. But I'll have to give credit to both of these two teams for having a lot of fun, especially the Bradley Braves, as they're getting a little bit of a dance routine out there during this challenge, which is always pretty fun. You got to love that these teams know how to have fun, because it's very tough to have to get on the bus, go 5.5, 6 hours to a place you've probably never been before.
Absolutely.
And then play a game early in the morning against your time zone and still bring some energy here to the court.
You got to give them credit there. As you can see, they're having a little dance party over there. It's always a great sight for that, to see the players having fun out there, because at the end of the day, you're obviously, you're here to play, but you're also here to just have fun playing the great game.
Of course, yeah, I love volleyball. Got to play that sport in high school. Unfortunately, lost my senior year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But I'll always be thankful to St. Charles and my coach, Ned Gruber, Coach Joe Gruber as well, just for all the great memories throughout my time in SC volleyball. Coach Phil Hansen as well, too. All made big impacts. And each of these players on the court had a specific coach, whether it's their college coach, high school coach, or any of their earlier years that made big impacts on their lives as well. As Rose McDermott with the serve to get us back started, as it was Loyola, Maryland keeping the point. And then Bradley picks up the point there, as I think Bradley will say, ball don't lie on that situation.
Absolutely. The ball never lies.
So the lead is back to 4 as a serve from Maike Bertens Deckart, a junior from Chile. Showcases a little bit of the top spin, but received very well. And hitting through the block is the powerful Megan Bukala, who had 36 kills coming into today's game. And that number is just going to go up.
Burton's Deckart there, almost able to keep that up with a nice dig, but unfortunately the ball took a slight turn there, and she was not able to do so.
Down by 3, we're back to the top of the order with Bauer. A back set this time is House. What a double team block from Lauren Link and Adara Kellogg. Teamwork makes the dream work with those two upperclassmen.
Absolutely, that's a beautiful block right there. And again, we've been calling Link many times throughout these first 3 sets.
Bauer, the freshman, with the serve. Going into the middle back, Peterson not able to get the best out of that. Kind of goes off of her fingers. And that's going to give Loyola, Maryland, a little bit of momentum. Greyhounds trying to pick up momentum going into the 15-point break. So you have a couple of Bobcat players also now checking in today to watch this match as well. As this time to go outside the top check, and she's able to bring that ball home. Money in the bank for Topchicek.
Absolutely nice shows to take this this serve.
So she's rewarded for her kill with the serve. Topchicek jump floats it to the middle of the court. Great pass in transition. Back set is blocked. It is housed by Minta.
That's a great block right there to really get up over that net and block that ball.
Picking up the solo block, a lot more difficult than the team block. You have to have a really great sense of hand-eye coordination and timing as Forsyth being able to get it up. Lauren Link gets that ball put right back where it came from, and that is an exclamation point going into the 15-point break. Bradley trying to close out the game in straight sets, as it looks like we will stay with you here, as usually we would go to break after 15, but we're just going to keep it going here with you, and I'm not complaining.
Absolutely.
So Lauren Scott, actually Topchicek with the serve rather, and she's able to pick up the point for her squad. That was Caitlin Peterson picking up the kill. Caitlin Peterson, also a freshman, being able to put in some solid work for her team.
The youngsters today really showing off both squads here.
Yep. So we have a little bit of a break as they clean up the field. Caitlin Peterson, one of two players on this Bradley squad that was born in a state starting with the letter O and then moved to Minnesota for high school. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels, but it is kind of strange that it happened twice. Service from Topchicek. Outside to Link with the opportunity. She meets the block again, but this time it goes out of play. Lauren Link continuing to fight for her squad with kill number 14.
A lot of blocks here today, but most of them unfortunately going out of play for both teams.
Service from Kellogg. Good pass from Sparks. Back row set, a tip ball. Pancaked up and just over. Good work from Bauer being able to close that one off. Now the freshman Peterson able to get the ball over. Lauren Link with a chance, a little 75% shot that goes to the ground. It finds its target, 16-13. She's like a sniper out there, being able to pick her spots and choose it correctly.
Absolutely, and a couple of great saves to really keep that ball alive and get the fans into the game once again.
Service from Kellogg, once again, the senior, also from Minnesota. Outside to Peterson, this time she meets the block. Bradley with a chance for a reset. They go to the other side, and they find Pater. They're able to get the point. Working on the left side, then they move it to the right side and find their point. 17-13, 4-point lead. Serena Sparks with the serve. Sparks serves it far into the backcourt. It's going to be an out-of-system ball. And Serena Sparks, her serve has been very essential so far today, Gavin. She's made really tough situations for the Greyhound defense.
She has. She's done a great job so far within these first 3 sets here.
Yep, she's been serving in different parts of the court. This time she goes back corner once again. She'll go a back set that is unable to be brought down. Good dig from Bradley. Now Peterson brings the hammer, and it's an overpass, so they'll get to reset. Middle this time. Forsyth being able to keep it up. No, it hit the ground a little bit, but it was Kerrigan Coggin being able to bring that one down on the middle. They tried to find some room on the outside, and Peterson was the one who really brought in some excellent power, as that shot could have been a kill anytime, but it was a pretty impressive job of Katie Forsyth showing the foresight to be able to come up with the play.
Absolutely, and it's always great to see the power generated from these players to really get through either a block or any kill. Really, it's crazy to see that. I mean, some of these look like cannons. Absolutely crazy, the amount of power that they can really bring off of the ball there.
It is. It's almost a split-second reaction. That's why it's so impressive when you watch a libero, especially an elite one like Katie Forsyth, go to work. Of course, we're not going to take any credit away from Bradley. They've been putting together all the pressure in the world. That's why they ultimately were able to win that point. But Katie Forsyth, just being able to watch her positioning, wherever the ball is going to be there, she's able to read the set, and she gets her angle almost prepared before the shot is taken. Because once that shot is there, you have a split second. So you already have to have your platform pretty much angled and ready to go.
Absolutely. Just be able to really dig that ball out because, again, as we have both said, that those power off of some of those spikes are absolutely insane. And as you said, you have like 0.5 seconds maybe, if that's to really see that ball coming at you. So it's always very important to get set, make sure that you can dig that ball for your team.
Well, Gavin, we are a couple of journalism majors up in here, but this game is all about math. You see the angles out there really making big differences. Do you like math?
Oh, not really, no. But for this, I guess so.
Yes, I enjoy it as well. Serena Sparks will deliver one deep. And it'll be a bit of a free ball opportunity, so Bradley will get a chance in transition. The outside set, it is blocked and housed. Teamwork coming through once again. Cecilia Guy and the setter, Casey Secunda, team up for the block against a new player that checked into the game, Silan Demirkol, sophomore from Istanbul, Turkey, who was the Conference Freshman of the Week twice last year. So she's definitely got some talent as the setter dump opportunity from Secunda, read well from Bradley. Now is Demirkol with the opportunity, and now putting it down. It's a kill on the cross. Cecilia Guy has had quite an impact, 6'2", and being able to use her height to her advantage.
Absolutely. Guy, one of those players also playing back in her home state today.
High jump float, gonna go off the net, and it'll be a free ball. Good chance for the Greyhounds in transition, a back set. And it goes down as Cherney did not even have to use all her power there. She used about a 25% shot to be able to get that one down for a kill.
Absolutely, and hey, you don't always gotta go full power. Wherever works, works.
Yeah, it sometimes can disrupt the timing of the libero as well as the players in defensive alignments. As we'll see the serve. Going to be a back row potential that goes over the top and out of play. A misfire from Abby Johnson. So now Secunda and this Loyola Maryland group starting to pick up a little bit of steam. It is do or die time, down by 4 and down by 2 sets overall. They're going to go with a middle set this time. Dug well by Forsyth. Now out to Link. Link tries to hit it through the blocks. It's going to be a tight pass up against the net. And that's going to be the death of Bradley there. 20-17. Loyola Maryland now able to get together a couple of points. And Bradley now will take a timeout. Actually make that Loyola, Bradley taking the timeout. As Bradley, they're 5 points away from victory. But the other team is feeling all the pressure right now, so the Greyhounds are really starting to put together a furious attack right now.
Absolutely. I believe that was 5-6 straight points right there. Great kills right there to really get those points. I mean, obviously, they needed those points because, as you said, that they were down, but they are definitely not out just yet.
Nope, not at all, Gavin. As, again, both of these two teams, they have quite stacked schedules where they're going to get into conference play very soon. As each of these two teams, they've done lots of invitationals, and I think it's got to be really cool for these squads to get to travel to all these different places.
Absolutely.
Of course, going to State College for the Penn State Invitational, that's something that the Ohio football team is actually getting ready to do, go to State College and go to Penn State, but also getting this go to have your own invitational like Bradley or even go to invitationals like ones at Purdue. Just great locations to match up with really great competition, and both coaches ought to be proud of how their teams have performed. Once again, to summarize, set 1, Bradley took it 25-19 after it was a very close set throughout, but Bradley separated late. Then in the second set, it was even closer as Bradley won 29-27, up 2-0 in the game and 5 points away from winning the match. But Loyola Maryland has this to say about it as they try to get some work in the middle. Dug well by Bradley. Now Bauer. The opportunity back to Cherney, and the block is put right back where it came from. Bradley, after the timeout, able to regroup and pick up the points.
Absolutely, and they really needed that for their momentum there after getting 5-6 points scored on them.
So we'll take a break here to kind of clean up the court as Bradley is just 4 points away from victory. This is a best 3 out of 5 scenario here for each of these two teams and throughout this tournament as well. And the fifth set, if there's ever fifth set throughout this tournament, it'll be best of 15, or whoever's first to 15 will win by 2, as we'll see the serve. Back row this time, and Guy is unable to find the spot cross court. 22-17, Bradley can taste victory.
Trying that cross court shot right there, never a bad option, just missed that one from Guy.
So Lauren Scott trying to put the game away for the red and white. This time, Cherney able to set it up, and you can see how last time, Gavin, they had Guy go backside and they set her. This time they set Cherney on the front side, kind of keeping Bradley on their toes.
Yes, they did, absolutely. It's a great change of direction right there.
Link with the serve to the middle of the court. Sparks, a little bit of a pass out of system. They're able to get it, but it's blocked. So right back they go. Now they're going to try to get a potential chance, and they're able to get that down. It's Silent Demirkol being able to pick up her first kill of the day for the sophomore outside hitter out of Turkey. Now Demirkol with the serve. Guy misfires, a little bit too much mustard on that one, going out the back line. But it looks like there was a little bit of a touch there, so they're able to benefit off of that. So Loyola here to survive. It's a 23-19. Shout out once again to my Pixar people. Forsyth with the serve, far to the backside of the court. Sparks gets it back in. It's a free ball. This will give an opportunity to run their offense and transition. Backside set, it is down for a kill. Cherney picking up that momentum as the kills have come from multiple threats on this Loyola Maryland squad.
Absolutely. The more players that get involved for these, the better.
Yep, Cecilia Guy, Lauren Link, Caitlin Cherney, all have been able to do really good work in the front row. Forsyth with their serve. Serving tough to Sparks. Now it's going to be an out-of-system ball. Forsyth gets it to her squad. Back row hit from Link. Dug well by Bradley. And the ball hits the ground as they're able to get it over. Not a 100% ball, but a little bit of a roll shot from Topchicek. That'll be a kill on the scoreboard and on the stat sheet. 24-20. It is match point here in Athens. Serving for the match, Kerrigan Coggin, as they'll have the tension kind of flare up a little bit as they'll clean up the court a little bit as Kerrigan Coggin leads the team in aces. If you're the Bradley Braves, this is who you want serving in this situation.
Absolutely.
Coggin serve out to the back corner, very tough for Bradley. And they're able to come up with a big-time hit. It was Megan Bukala able to come through for her squad. 24-21, Loyola Maryland lives to fight another point.
Absolutely, and that's what they have to do now, sudden death.
So the sophomore, McDermott, serving to keep her team alive, and the service error ends the game as Bradley sweeps Loyola Maryland in straight sets, 25-19, 29-27, and 25-21. As although this was a sweep in straight sets, Gavin, this game was much closer than what this score looked like.
Absolutely. Now, if you are Loyola, you cannot look at this and say, hey, we got swept. Because, yes, you did. But you played very well in all three of those sets, and especially that second one, taking Bradley to a 29-27. That is nothing to be ashamed of at all.
Yeah, so our final stat counts, Bradley with 28 kills, Loyola Maryland with 46, Bradley with 52 digs, Loyola Maryland with 69 digs, Bradley with 7 blocks, Loyola Maryland with 5 blocks. For Chloe G. Workman, our producer, Gavin Carrig, our color commentator, my name is Cedric Granger, wishing you all a goodbye from Athens, Ohio. Once again, our final score is Bradley 3, 0 for Loyola Maryland Greyhounds.